It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Sitting down this week, I have in studio with me Sean O'Donnell. Do you go by Sean O'Donnell, or I think you said Sean O.D. in
Yeah,
what
I
you
go
said.
by Sean O.D. My last name's O'Donnell, but a lot of my friends called me O.D. You know, it's kind of short.
Not a drug reference.
I've never overdosed. No, everybody always thinks that at first, you know, but no, I've never overdosed. It's just...
It's a fair question.
It's just, I know, but it's because of O'Donnell, not because of any kind of drug problem I have.
How long have you been doing music?
My mom bought me my first guitar when I was around 9. So I guess, but writing my own music for about 6 years now.
And do you just do the solo thing? It's just you and your guitar?
For now, but I'm trying to link up with a couple other guys and get some music going, you know. It's a lot more fun to play with other people and, you know, experience, you know, different artists too, you know.
But you do you write all your own songs and do all the guitar work for that. Where exactly would you put your music category-wise?
I really don't know. I guess kind of like a Dylan or something, you know, kind of like an old...
A little bit folksy, a little bit...
folky rocker, kind of blues maybe in there a little bit. You know, I got a lot of alternative influences and blues influences, so it kind of just came out the way it did, I guess. I don't...
Well, do you think of any of those things when you're putting music together? Do I want to go for this particular sound, or do you just...
No, it's more of whatever I'm feeling at that moment. I just kind of feel like I need to write, you know, to let something out maybe, and so I just sit down with my guitar, and if I remember it the next day, I know it's worth playing again. So I've probably written, you know, 100 songs and only remember 20 of them at this point, you know.
So if you don't catch it right when it comes out, it's just gone.
Yeah, it's not worth keeping.
Whenever you do catch them, is it just a matter of writing them down, or do you capture them on tape, or how do you catch them?
If it catches in my head, I usually write the words down, and I keep the words, and the guitar's got to stay with me, or use it or lose it, I guess, huh?
Interesting process.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at one of your songs as we get things started tonight.
Okay.
We've got a couple of tunes, and in fact, you're going to play one for us, one that you've never done before.
Correct.
Or at least not recorded. You've played it hopefully before. It's going to be interesting.
I've played it. Yeah.
Just going
to
make
might be
our
a
way
little
through
rough
it.
a little bit, but yeah, I'll make it through it.
Okay, but anyway, you not completely improvised, one that you have worked out.
Correct,
so
correct.
We'll do that a little bit later, and then we've got one of your songs that we have you had submitted to us, Firefly.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. It's not from the show, right?
No, not at all. I was actually on my way home one day and late at night, and I had noticed this firefly hit my windshield, and instead of just going splat and staying gold, it like skipped across, you know, and kept, you know, shining up every time it skipped and went right by my window. And I was like, wow, you know, I'd never seen anything like it. And I figured, hey, I should write about how cool that was. And that's pretty much it.
So that's for the content. Now, it's for the melody that went with it?
The melody, it just kind of came, I don't know, it just kind of came to me. I didn't really have you know, it was within 5 minutes I had Firefly. I put in a bunch of BS lyrics, basically. And
all right, well, let's give a listen to that. This is Firefly. It's Sean O.D.
Correct.
On the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Each week sitting down with somebody different. And this week I have in studio with me Sean O'Donnell, Sean O.D. Just go with O.D. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We're talking with O.D. about his music, what he's been writing, and what you've been working on. We determined that you're more in the acoustic alternative realm, I would say.
Yeah.
It kind of fits into that. And so your songwriting process, it seems like when the inspiration hits, it just goes.
Just bam, just do it. Right.
Now, have you ever had a situation where you just kind of forced it, where it was just like, I need to make this work for what I'm doing?
Yeah, there's been a couple. There was a time where I had a bunch of friends down in Orlando, and some are tattoo artists and some are in the video communications, you know, that. And they had submitted a show idea to HBO about going around to tattoo conventions, filming the tattoo artists going to convention to convention, and, you know, filming the people that are getting the tattoos or whatever. And one of my best friends was going to edit the show, and he had told me they needed a song, because they were going to do a little pilot for it, and they needed a song. So I forced out a song called Tattoo.
Is that the first time you never really forced one?
Yeah, actually it was the first time I ever forced one, and it came out different. It's a lot poppier and catchier than most.
Did it leave a bad taste in your mouth? Is it something that...
No, it grew on me. At first it did, and it was like, here it is, and I gave it to him, and I was like, there, not real happy with it, but a couple people thought it was funny, though I guess they really liked the lyrics of it, and I don't know, so I started enjoying playing it because I could see smiles on people's face,
Do you have some songs like that you write that you're just like, it doesn't really do anything for me, but other people seem to enjoy it?
As a matter of fact, Carving Your Name is probably my least favorite song, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it, I guess.
But you have some songs like that you're just like, eh.
Yeah, definitely.
So they still end up getting written, though. You had said if you find a song that you start tinkering with it, you don't really like the way it feels, you just kind of throw it away. So how does it go from being on the throwaway pile to I'm going to go ahead and push through?
I guess the feedback that I get, if somebody overhears it, and they say, "Oh, I like that new song," and really, all right,
Do you have anybody that who is your sounding board for that? Is you had said that you're doing the solo thing and you're working towards maybe adding some other people with you? Is that who your soundboard is, or?
No, I guess the original soundboard would have to be my mother, and mother and father were the original soundboard, So they're a little biased, and that was, I think, a big problem with me in the beginning. Of course, they like what I write, So it took some friends who, good friends who I knew would tell me, whether they liked it or not. And one day, I went over to a friend's house, and he had his iPod on random, and boom, there was one of my songs, and he's like, "Yeah, I listen to it all the time. I love it, man." I'm like, "Really?" So.
So mom and dad have been supportive from the get-go on this thing.
Of course.
So family's behind you all the way.
Of course, yeah.
Does that helped you or hindered you? As far as you said that they were rather, whatever you did, they were going to like, so it didn't matter. So did that make it harder writing stuff because everything was getting approval, and so you just...
Maybe. That may have been why I had a lot of throwaway songs, and especially in the beginning. I mean, they'd be simple 3-chord songs, and, I love guitar, and I wish I could write like Stevie Ray Vaughan and sing like, Chris Cornell or something, I mean, that would be ideal to me, but...
That'd be an awesome combination.
Wouldn't it? I'm working for it.
Well, we're working towards more with Sean O.D. here. We're going to discuss a little bit more of your music, and we're going to get out the guitar and play a little bit something, too. So we're going to continue on with the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7, all about the local music on this show, talking with different local artists. This week, talking with Sean O.D., and we are discussing what you've been doing. You started out with the guitar. You kind of stuck with it, doing the whole acoustic alternative thing, thinking about maybe expanding a little bit. So your shows, I'm guessing, are just acoustic shows.
Yeah, I haven't had a show in a long time, but they were pretty much just me and a guitar. I had a backup drum box for a little while, a guy that sits on the drum box, and that really helped me stay in rhythm, because I, with my ADD, I get distracted looking out there, so I might accidentally miss a beat or something, so it helped to have a drummer. But recently, I haven't done much of any shows, and I'd say that's probably because the last few years I've been in love, and I went and got married, and
you started having life.
Yeah, life started, and
life gets in the way of things sometimes.
It did, so I need to push.
So music kind of took a back seat, and now you're getting back into
Correct.
it. So
Correct.
When you were actually performing, and I'm going to guess you're going to be performing again at some point.
At some point, of course.
What was your favorite part about it?
Just the people and the feedback, just hearing what people thought of me, and, even if they didn't like me, I liked hearing feedback, that's why I tried to get somebody to drum for me, because somebody told me they heard me miss a couple beats, and I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "If you can hear that, I need somebody back there beating for me,
So it's not really to keep you on beat as it is to distract others.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
What kind of a crowd were you playing to?
Usually the bar scene, mixed ages. It seems to me the the older crowd seems to like me a lot more rather than the younger generations. More of the, maybe 60s hippies generation seems to like my style a lot.
Well, as you said, it fits more in with like Dylan and things
Yeah,
like that. So
I
I
think
kind of
so.
see where that would come from.
Yeah,
One of the songs that you've got, you haven't recorded yet.
correct.
Had a chance to do that, and you're going to play that for us tonight. Tell me about it. It's called Map of Gold.
Correct. Well, I broke my elbow about 5 years ago, and could not play guitar for probably about 4 months. I couldn't get my arm to move to the fretboard, so I sat there, and I was in the middle of me loving writing music and playing for everybody. I mean, I was starting to get a good following, and bam, break my elbow, fall off some scaffolding, and ended up having this tune in my head for months, just this little beat, this little tune in my head. And eventually, when I could just get my hand up there enough to make some basic chords, I ended up writing this song. And I've been kind of working on it, mastering the rhythm to it recently. And I think once I get a band going with it and do something with it, it'll be a great song to hear.
Well, how about if we go ahead and give it a listen then?
Yeah, I brought a guitar.
This is Sean O'D doing Map of Gold in studio tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7.
I am not free. I am not this empty. I waited and waited to say something inside this empty room. Telling you, 'cause you ought to know. Telling you, 'cause you ought to know. My heart as it shows. I'm telling you, 'cause you ought to know. My heart to get up and go. You and I are two of a kind. I want you to know I'm empty inside. Without you in my life. Let's get to the point of no more goodbyes. I'm telling you, 'cause you ought to know. I'm telling you, 'cause you ought to know. My heart as it shows. I'm telling you, 'cause you ought to know. My heart to get up and go. My heart to get up and go.
It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7, talking and playing tonight with Sean O'D. Did a little song for us earlier, and you've got some of your songs recorded. Do you have those online?
I think they are. I really don't know. I guess I need somebody to promote me or something. I don't know.
Are you on any of the websites like Reverb Nation or?
No, maybe I should be, huh?
Yeah, well, it's one of the ones that most of the bands use.
Okay.
Reverb Nation, you can put music up through there, and you can add some of your songs and stuff. Do you have a Facebook page?
Not. I don't really use Facebook that much either. I know I'm the worst excuse for an artist to push himself.
Well, not necessarily. You're focused on the music. I think if you're going to be an artist, you got to have something to promote. So focusing on the music kind of makes sense. But Have you thought about setting anything up online? Or
Yeah, I think I
as
think
far
I
as
will
doing-
now. So maybe, but
We've just inspired your website, I think. Is that what I'm
yeah,
hearing?
yeah, exactly.
Well, you have some of your songs already recorded, though, and then
Mhm.
you're working on new ones. We played a new one earlier, and are you working towards getting a full album together, or?
I think I'd like to experiment more with a full band and maybe put some of the songs I've already written to a full band and kind of maybe change them just a little bit and kind of put that out. Take some new stuff maybe and
Well, now you say we're adding in more people. I'm kind of curious. Is it the guy on the beatbox? Have you already got your
no,
percussion?
I haven't seen him in years, as a matter
Oh,
of fact.
okay.
So.
Him and his beatbox just beat it on down the road.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Well, what are you working with at the moment?
Just a couple guys. We're gonna try our actual first thing this Saturday, so we haven't played together yet. So, I mean, I've played my music at a party of theirs a few months ago, and that was about it.
So you're just now really starting to get back into the swing of it. As you said
Yeah.
earlier, life's kind
Yeah.
of sidelined you, and
Exactly.
these are some of the songs that you had worked up and stuff, and
correct.
kind of going from there. New material, life getting in the way. Has that been inspiration for any of the new material that you're working up?
Yeah, I think it's kind of starting to change my style from a sad, depressed sound to a little more maybe upbeat sound, rather than make people cry and stuff. No, I don't know that I do that.
A little bit more of that, what did you say earlier, pop influence coming into play.
Yeah, maybe. I'm born and raised in Orlando, so it was hard to get away from Disney. So
Okay, yeah, that's about as poppy as you're going to get these days.
hopefully I'm not there. I don't know.
But,
I'd rather be classified as a rocker than.
Well, we're heading towards the pop rock in that area, somewhere in that. It sounds like you've got something on the horizon as far as what you want to do. So
Yep, I'm anxious
something to look forward to. I appreciate you sharing new song with us tonight and the tracks of yours that we do have. And we will be looking for you online at some point.
I'll try and hurry that up for everybody.
Actually, I'll tell you what, we will link up, make it easier for everybody. We'll put up the information for you as far as where they can point to find you. We'll have that linked up through our blog because when we get done here, this will go online.
Okay,
So,
I appreciate it.
after this interview, we'll put this up online, link up to it, and then show people where they can find you online. And at some point, you'll be able to get his music on there. In the meantime, you can just keep hearing it right here on the 9 o'clock news local edition. Thank you so much, Sean,
Thank you.
for coming in to talk to me and for playing for us too. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
This has been the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.